Welcome into Chicago Bears Now. I am your host, Harrison Graham. The offseason is here, which means rumors SZN is here. Lots of stuff flying around this team as there are still some unanswered questions heading into 2021. Let's start with our Bears rumors roundup here. How about this one? How about hiring Doug Pederson? I'm going to give it one smoking J. This isn't very likely, but I won't completely rule it out. Is Matt Nagy going to fire his offensive coordinator, Bill Lazor, and go get Doug Pederson to call plays? Maybe, maybe not. I just think Pederson is a head coach at this point, and I think a team is going to come calling to hire Doug Pederson as a head coach. That's why I only have it one smoking J. But I will say, whoever the OC is next year, maybe it's Bill Lazor, maybe Nagy completely takes back over play calling. It's got to be better. It's got to be better. Improved a little bit the last month of the year, but you're still bottom third across the board in your offensive categories there. Dead last in third down offense. We talk about this all the time. And by the way, that carried over to the playoffs. 0-for in the playoff game against the New Orleans Saints until about 2 minutes left in that one. So, yeah, pretty rough on that front. Look, I love Doug Pederson as a play caller. He's a really creative play caller. We know the work he did with Nick Foles. It would be interesting going one smoking J. More on this in a sec, but I want to ask you guys this question. Would you hire Doug Pederson as offensive coordinator? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I think I would. I think he's a really creative offensive mind and has worked well with quarterbacks in the past. So I'm going to type my Y for yes. Obviously, it flamed out with Carson Wentz, but maybe that's more of a Wentz problem. I think he would be a great OC in Chicago. I really do think he would be that. The problem is as soon as things started going well, or hell, even poorly, I think people would be like, just make Pederson the head coach, and that would cause a problem among the coaching staff. So, again, I think it's more likely he becomes a head coach somewhere, but we know what he did with Nick Foles on the fly in 2017 in that playoff run in which they won a Super Bowl, and that's why, this offseason, everybody was so excited. Ooh, Nick Foles, he's going to save this Bears offense, and he's an upgrade from Trubisky. Didn't actually work out that way. Doug Pederson kind of seemed to be the Nick Foles whisperer, but even if you brought him on board, I don't think it's like, oh, Nick Foles can be the quarterback now. I still think you'd have to go get a different quarterback, but I'll be fascinated to see where the former Philadelphia Eagles head coach ends up going because obviously he's not in Philly anymore. I think the Jets have a good chance at landing him, maybe even the Houston Texans as well. Get subscribed to Chicago Bears Now. We cover the latest Bears news, rumors, draft coverage, free agency, mock draft very, very soon probably, so stay tuned for that. The offseason is here, so hit that subscribe button. We're not going anywhere. A lot of channels tune out for a couple of months after the season is over. We're going to keep plugging out videos on a daily basis, so get subscribed to Chicago Bears Now. Speaking of wide receivers here, the Bears need some, right? Like, do they need them? 4 smoking J's on that one. We'll kind of continue with Allen Robinson here, as obviously he's set to hit free agency, and he seems like an open book. He seems willing to go elsewhere unless the Bears tag him, obviously. He would still like to come back, but as we talked about on Monday's show, he said, look, we've been trying to do it for a year, and the Bears didn't make it happen. So that is that. But even if you tag Robinson, you still got question marks on the rest of your roster. Outside of Darnell Mooney, it's possible every other receiver on this roster is gone. Seriously, they have major question marks. Do you bring back Anthony Miller after that disgrace that we saw in the playoff game? Literally, Matt Nagy preached it all week. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is going to be a problem. Don't buy into his BS. He punches him in the head and gets ejected in a playoff game. That can't happen. Plus, he wasn't nearly productive enough this year. Javon Wims, he did that BS in Week 8. Should have gotten cut. Got lucky. Bears brought him back. And then he drops a touchdown on the biggest play of his career. Can't have that, so it's not like Miller and Wims are just locks to make the roster. Allen Robinson is a guy you need to keep around, but the Bears haven't been that motivated, and now he's entering free agency. So, yeah, you need some damn receivers on this team. You don't have basically any that you can rely on moving forward except for Darnell Mooney. And I'll tell you one thing. If Darnell Mooney is your number one receiver, you are in big, big trouble. Something that's going to make you some money and maybe get you out of trouble is betting and making some money. You could take that one way or another, but if you want to make some money, go to Bet Rivers at chatsports.com/betil. If you're addicted to gambling, maybe this isn't for you, but chatsports.com/betil for you Illinois folks, chatsports.com/betin for you Indiana folks. Here's the deal with BetRivers. They're going to give you a 100% deposit match when you sign up. So you put down $100, they'll give you an additional 100, and you can make some extra bets there. Now, to actually place a bet, you must be within state lines of either Indiana or Illinois, so keep that in mind when you sign up, but you can sign up and deposit from anywhere in the United States. Now, if you want some advice, I've been up and down this year, but these are the bets I like this weekend for divisional round matchups. I love the Packers -7 against the Rams. I know you Bears fans, yeah, Packers. I just want to make some money, bro. Sorry. I like the Packers -7 at home against the Rams. I don't know the Rams quarterback situation. Love the over in that Ravens-Bills game. I think that's a shootout, 50 points. Maybe the weather's nasty in Buffalo, but Baltimore can run the rock anyway. I love the over in that one. Browns +10 versus the Chiefs. Look, Kansas City's a great team. They don't cover a lot. I've watched a lot of their games this year. They do not cover. I like the Browns +10. I think Kansas City wins, but I think the Browns cover. And then Bucks +3, love it. I think Tampa Bay wins this game straight up. Getting points on the road. Tom Brady's never lost to one team 3 times in his career. Those are some of my bets this weekend. Again, you can make some money at BetRivers, chatsports.com/betil, chatsports.com/betin. Obviously, back to this wide receiver discussion. Number one. Got to figure out Allen Robinson. What are you going to do? Are you going to tag him? Are you going to sign him? Are you going to just let him walk? Are you going to tag and trade him? You got options, but you got to pick one of the options. So keep that in mind over the next month or two. And if you want to let him go and be stupid or tag and trade him, I guess you could go after one of these other guys. Kenny Galladay's out there, Chris Godwin, T.Y. Hilton, Sammy Watkins. These are good players. Guess what? You're going to have to pay for them. It's not like it's that big of a deal. And guess what? Robinson's better than all of these guys. Maybe fully healthy Chris Godwin's close, but I'd still take Allen Robinson. Wide receiver draft prospects, if you want to go in the draft and get someone cheaper, because Robinson will cost a lot. Did you see Devontae Smith? Wow, that was impressive in the national championship game. Jamar Chase, both those guys are going to be out of reach. They're going to go top 10. Jalen Waddle, maybe he slips because of the injury, but he's not Allen Robinson. Rashad Bateman, Chris Olave. This is a good receiver class, but here's what I would do. It's very simple to me. Sign AR, get it trending, #sign AR, and draft a receiver in the middle rounds. How about this? Allen Robinson, one outside receiver. Darnell Mooney is someone else. Screw Anthony Miller, get rid of him, draft a slot in like the 3rd or 4th round. You're set for the next 5 years. Like, it's not that difficult. Bring back your beast, draft someone in the middle rounds, you're set, figure out quarterback, and this offense could be a lot better with David Montgomery as well in 2021. The new hashtag, I told you guys about it on Monday, sign AR. Can't do extend anymore because Ryan Pace sucks, but sign AR in the comments on Twitter. Get it trending everywhere because this guy needs to stay in Chicago. Make it happen. #sign AR. I want to show you guys the Smokin' J rumor meter. We launched this about 2 months ago now. We're having some fun with it. Put it in the intro as well. 0 Smokin' J's. Fake news, not going to happen. 1 Smokin' J, that's barely true. Unlikely, but maybe it could happen. Things could change there. Obviously, 2 Smokin' J's. Think it's 50-50, definitely up in the air. People are talking at that point. 3 Smokin' J's, it's pretty likely. It's better than 50-50 chance that it will happen. 4 Smokin' J's, bear down, baby, because it is happening or it is true. That's why it's very true that the Bears need wide receivers. That's why I gave it 4 Smokin' J's. Let's get to quarterback. You know we got to talk quarterbacks on Chicago Bears now. How about drafting Mac Jones? He was awesome in the national title game. I'll give it 2 Smokin' J's. Bears pick at number 20 in the 1st round. We know their draft spot now that they are out of the playoffs. Look, a month ago I would have said Mac Jones, fringe round 1, early mid-round 2. He's going round 1. He is going to go in the 1st round. And I think at pick 20, I don't know if that's too rich for him, guys. I'd be pretty comfortable drafting Mac Jones with the number 20 pick. Look, if he has a great combine, good workouts, he could go higher than that. He had kind of a Joe Burrow type of evolution here where he was, maybe someone takes him in the 6th or 7th round to, this guy's a 1st-round pick now. Now, he's not going to go number 1 overall like Joe Burrow did, but look at what this guy has done. Look at what he did in the national championship game. Unbelievable performance, 464 yards and 5 touchdowns. Oh, and it's not like he was a one-hit wonder. The guy had one of the best seasons in college football history, 77.4%, 4,500 yards, 41 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Think about this, guys. Bears have never had a 4,000-yard passer over an NFL schedule, 16-game season. Mac Jones went for 4,500 yards in 13 games. I know it's college versus the NFL, but 3 less games, and he went for 500-plus more yards than any quarterback in Bears history. You got to get a quarterback, man. I don't care if it's Mac Jones. I'd be comfortable with it. I'd take him number 20 overall. But you cannot just continue to roll it back with these fringe starters that the Bears seem to always have. Oh, we'll just ride our defense like it's 1985. Dude, it's not 1985. It's 2021. Got to get a quarterback in here. Got to score points. I think Mac Jones can do those things and be a solid NFL quarterback in the right situation. You bring back AR, you get Mac Jones, you build that offensive line back up. I think this could be an exciting offense in the very near future. Now, would you draft Mac Jones in round 1? Type D for draft, type P for pass. I'm typing my D for draft. I think that Mac Jones would be absolutely fantastic.